education meeting to order, please, 5:30. I know we do have a quorum. I'm gonna give each of you an opportunity to read over our joint minutes from Budget Committee and Education.
I make a motion to approve.
All those in favor? Second, got a second? I'm sorry, all those in favor? I thought Chad was second in
That's
the
okay.
motion. All those in favor? Any opposed, any corrections? Thank you. I'm gonna turn our meeting over to Dr. Wright. Dr. Wright?
Thank you.
Be careful of one of those.
Yeah, it'll be the one I'll sit in there.
I'm trying.
Embarrass myself.
That would be.
We'll make it. You have two items on the agenda tonight as far as that we sent to you, one being a lease agreement, and which is the infamous reel mower at Watertown High School. And so just a sort of, if you don't have a copy, do you want to get a copy of this?
I do, I need another one.
You need another? Okay, let me see if I. Sure?
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. Anyone else?
Y'all get one, I get it on my email.
Yeah, I did too. I know about it.
And what you have in front of you is, and again, the question being, why the need for a real mower, and then the other question being, why would they lease it? And we're in a day and time right now that, particularly when you're looking at how much time's even expended on maintaining, taking care of the fields, and in talking to the principal, right now there's upwards of 8 hours as far as field maintenance, and a real mower will bring it down to about half. And it's something we already have in place at our other high schools. And I knew, and this is the part I want to really impress upon everyone, I knew real mower runs about $70,000. And it's one, you see them on the golf courses, things like that. And people are always surprised by how much field maintenance we have in a comprehensive high school. Nevertheless, they can't afford a brand new one. And the idea that with a lease agreement, this is not coming out of something that's going to be taxpayer dollars. This comes out of athletic receipts, out of gate receipts. And so what they're asking, and the board's approved, is the lease agreement, and if you'll see, it breaks it out, $26,000, and really is $532 a month. And so we would like to see the education committee accept this. And what I do need to tell you, talking to another high school, this is the route they're going to take as well. Their real mower is about to wear out, and I'm referring to Mountain Valley High School, and they will be looking at leasing one as well.
I just have a few questions. What are they using now? Zero turn?
I don't know. Mike, what is Ed Waltz using up there on his, do you know?
No, I don't know. I know it's used a lot.
He maintains those fields just about every day, doesn't he?
Every day. He starts on Friday night after the game, goes back Saturday night. But I don't know.
And the other schools do not have this type yet?
Yes, they do. The other high schools
Okay.
already have real mowers.
Okay, I'm just,
I'm
I
sorry.
thought you said Mount Juliet was
Mount
gonna
Juliet
replace
is,
theirs.
they're gonna replace their real mower because it's worn out,
Right.
but they're gonna look at leasing as well because you can't afford a new one.
Now, another question is why from South Carolina? It's been leased from South Carolina, Piedmont.
Well, I can't answer that specifically, but they're looking at the John Deere, model.
Right, and, well, I stopped at the John Deere place in Mount Juliet. They don't lease those, they don't even have these on their market, but they do in Murphy's.
Well, John, I can't answer that specifically, but I'm sure, but they were looking for the best deal. Also, they're looking for customer service as well as when you're keeping a lease up. So I'm sure that they went for the best price that they could find.
And online also, I looked at this particular mower, and they do have used ones that just come off leases for as low as $13,000.
Yes, but once your warranty out, everything, there's a better guarantee over a period of time of leasing them, and that we're supporting them in that. It's not costing us anything, they're paying for it.
So they take care of all the maintenance and everything with the
They
lease.
take
correct?
care of it, and where do they maintain it? Right on the station? Right on site? Do they maintain on site, or do you have to take it in?
That part I don't know. I didn't ask that question when they were presenting this to us.
They've gotta be expensive to
Yeah.
maintain.
And they are expensive, and one of the things that in talking to Mount Juliet, once the warranty's out, you're on your own as far as whatever the replacement is on it, and that's why they're looking at not going for a new one again.
And the new ones, you're right, around $65.
Well, the last one we priced was a couple of weeks ago, and it was right, the manufacturing price on it was $70,000 for the John Deere model, like they were looking at.
Yeah, the dealer I talked to said they had a couple of them. I'm just saying, we should, I don't know, seems like South Carolina, when we get it in Murfreesboro, it may be pricey, maybe they won't lease it to us, I don't know, but it seems like.
And that might be the case too, because as far as when you look at lease agreements, this magnitude, it's something again, as far as not only the customer service piece, but as far as whatever this particular one, and I can't speak to it, but it might be very likely that they work with, not only government entities like school districts, anything that keeps a large campus, I don't know.
Where's John Deere from?
In
This particular county.
Iowa's the John Deere.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Well, motion and a second, I guess, do I need to ask the audience if anybody in the audience have anything to say at this time? Any questions, comments? Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same like sign. Passed unanimously. Thank you. You have something else?
It's just wanting to bring it forward to the education committee. And it's something that, again, we've talked about for at least 4 years. But looking at completing the West Wilson projects that's been brought forward. And based on what we have done in the past and moving forward from this point is taking what we have that's left over from the Blakeville Mill project and moving it forward for the West Wilson Middle School projects. And this is something that we have talked about, but we've not had the funding to do so. And the amount needed for the West Wilson project is estimated at $1.295 million. And that's less than what we are projecting that we will have left over from the Blakeville project, with like the approval from this group.
Good.
Go ahead, please.
Could you expound on what that project is at West Wilson?
Mick, you wanna go into details as far as, because we've expanded?
And what that is building a concession stand, restroom, field house for the West Wilson athletic venue, along with putting in a press box for the fields that they currently do not have. This is something that Commissioner Marlowe has been working on for several years and proposing. And now that we are close to finishing up the Blakeville Middle School project, we were just asking you all to reallocate those funds to this particular project so we can complete it for West Wilson Middle School.
Okay. Now, on the other comment I had, you had a list of needs this long prior to the budget. Was that on that needs list? I don't think that was on
It
the
was
needs
not on that needs list.
Yeah,
no.
roofing, you had teacher raises, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
This
This money,
particular project is just a capital project, so that's why we're, the board approved recommending this or asking you all to reallocate.
And much of what you saw in the needs assessment too, John, would take recurring funds, it would not be at the one time, but whereas.
well, roofing was nothing.
Well, if you looked at the magnitude of more than one project,
I'm just
over time,
thinking
it would.
a roof would be one-time fund.
Yeah, but we
And there are
don't-
many, many roofs that are gonna do it. Sure.
Yes.
Is what you said. I'm just thinking, would this be the wisest use of the money?
Well, it also comes to equity as far as too, and this is something I've brought before this entire body several times, when you look at each of our middle schools and what we already have in place, it's something that we have, since I've even been here, as far as going on 6 years, that we have postponed, put off, or deemed that it wasn't necessary. And so, again, this is something that we see just as, not only an equity issue, but we need to make sure that we provide the same for all of our kids.
Well, I agree, we should provide mainly the education for all our kids. Now, this doesn't seem to be part of that.
This is part of a comprehensive, as far as when you look at even extracurricular.
I mean, the sports complex is important, I know, football is the most important thing in Middle Tennessee. I know that.
Well, to kind of add to the conversation, I'm just asking a question here, does all the other schools pretty much have their own complexes?
Yes.
And I think if we go provide one thing for one school, this is just my opinion, you're entitled to yours. If we're gonna provide one thing for one school, we need to try to provide it for everybody. Because I don't think these kids have had it. Commissioner Marlowe has been working on this 5, 6, maybe longer years that I know of. I know at least for the last 4 or 5. And I think it's only fair that if we got money to do it, let's do it. You have some comments?
And that's what I was gonna ask too, is to, if this, because I think every other middle school has basically the same setup. The K-8s are set up this way too, right? Do they have?
No.
Not to the school.
Right, but to make it equitable to other middle schools. And then I know several of the middle schools, actually, different groups sell concessions out of their concession stands, so they can actually make money. So if we provide a concession stand, then they can actually start self-funding some of their programs. So this would be a benefit for not only football, but other organizations within the school.
I'm not against spending money in the education, this $1 million, but I don't think this is the wisest way to use it, quite honestly. You have the roofing project, you have other projects that have to do with the buildings, and even something as far as education. I mean, the sports complex is important, obviously, we know that. But I think you can never keep up from one school to the other. If they have something, they're gonna have to have it, they're gonna have to have it. You can go this forever and ever, you're never gonna be equal.
Well, and also depend on if you talk to the parents, because if you talk to the parents, you tell that you're gonna have a brainstorm. You're gonna have a firestorm waiting to happen, because a lot of the parents, well, your kids got it, why can't ours have it? So that's something.
Well, I've heard that for years from every school.
But what I would
I've ever
add to
been there.
this, John, very respectfully to, as far as that when, and again, I'll use the word equity, but I'll also say that, you know, when I look at Commissioner Marlowe, he has advocated and worked. I mean, he's put his own labor into much of this that we can't even put a dollar amount on, and we need to complete it. When you're talking about, and I know that, you know, we sort of cavalier about how we look at sports and how we present sports, but for many kids, it's the main reason they even come to school. I see the face you're making there, but I've been doing this for about 40 years, and it's a difference maker for a lot of kids.
Do you represent some of the kids that go to, West Wilson Middle? Do you represent, but you do live in Mount Juliet area, correct?
Yeah.
Rutland is West.
Does
Well,
Rutland have
actually,
it?
your kids go to West Wilson Middle School up until this
It's
last
an
year.
elementary school,
Okay.
and they
Because,
don't have it.
right, but everybody in Providence, in your district, in that area, that all went to this middle school up until this last year this current school year when they switched over to Gladeville. So everybody in your district, the kids who are in middle school, 6th through 8th, actually go to West Wilson Middle School, which is the school that we're talking about.
So your kids.
The ones, my kids normally didn't go to, well, West Wilson, which one is it?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
that's-
Which, what road is that
You
on?
know, excuse me,
That's where you were, right? That's where you were.
but you're making comments about a school that you don't even know where it is.
I do know where it is.
Okay.
That's
but-
one you were at, right?
Yes, sir, and that's where Rutland
And
School,
I've
the
actually
kids
been
go
in
to
school.
school.
So you do represent that area?
Right, anyway, the thing is that West Wilson Middle School was, up until Gladeville was built, was the only true middle school, junior high school built in Wilson County School System.
Explain why.
The original plans were to include all this, but back when it was built, that was before our time, the funding was not there to complete it. Since then, Mount Juliet has moved into the old high school, which they have those facilities. Watertown has moved into the old high school, so they have those facilities. Gladeville Middle School has been built now, and they have those facilities. It is only fair for the students that go to West Wilson Middle School and the parents in the community to have the same facilities as the other 3 middle schools. And it's been worked on for a long time. When that school at one time did not have a baseball field, didn't have a softball field, didn't have a football field. It has all of that now. But they do not have a place to go to the restroom. They do not have a place to go get a drink of water. They do not have a place to change clothes. They don't have
What were you doing for restroom facilities?
One time we tried to walk across the street and go back to the school, but that didn't work too well, so we were porta potties. And parents and players did not really care for that at all. What we're trying to do is bring this facility up equal to the other facilities, or near equal. It's still not gonna be equal. It's still not gonna match what Mount Juliet has, or Watertown, for that matter. Or any of them. It's not gonna match what any of them have, but it's still gonna bring it up closer to what they have. So Make a motion to approve.
Second. Got a motion and a second. Are there, any other questions from anyone in the audience?
I've got a
Thank you.
question.
Yes,
Please. How much money is left over from the bond on the school of legal?
About
middle?
1.3, we're
1.3.
estimating just.
Okay, I've not been here that long, but I was told that something happened with Carol Oakland a few years back, that the same thing, they wanted to use the bond money, but yet it was shot down by the funding body to go towards its debt of services.
It was a different set of issues at the time, and it was there was about $300,000, if I remember correctly, Mickey, that was left over at the time. There was
270, I think.
and it's,
Excuse me?
270?
Well, there was $35,000 that was taken out for another project, but there was a group of parents there that wanted to work on the sports complex. We gave them about 18 months to come up with a plan. They never did come up with a plan, so the money was put back into debt service.
right, that's what happened. Any further questions, any further comments? Thank you, move right along, got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No.
We have, 2, 4, I mean, no, it's 2, 4, 6 of us, yes, 1 no. Thank you. Dr. Roger, anything else? Is there anything else that the Education Committee, before I close it out, I'd like to ask one more time. Are there any questions or comments for Dr. Wright or Mr. Hall? Thank you. Motion to adjourn? Thank you.
And our teachers.